Hey guys, before we get into the video, just to let you know, Shadow of Laughter is covering the deck profile here for Trevor's blue hybrid. He is covering all three of the deck profiles for the team. He's already done Shinegreymon yesterday. Make sure you go and check that out. Tomorrow we'll be doing Machinedramon, which is Amiee's deck. The original plan was to have all three of these videos put into one, but as after seeing the length of them all, we decided it'd be best to split them off into three separate videos for you all to enjoy. But for now, on to Shadow of Laughter with the deck profile.
Okay, and now we have Trevor's red base blue hybrid. It's mostly the same from his last deck profile, but see if you can spot the differences. So we're still on the 4 BT14 Coromons, still the best red egg. So if you're going red base, you should have these in your deck. If you don't have a specific egg, these are the best generic red egg. We are on 3 Machinedramons, so when one of your red Digimon attacks a player, draw 1. Still some of the best draw engine that red has ever gotten. Perfect for the deck, really nice to have. 4 BT17 Flamemons, Searcher for hybrids. He's playing a lot of hybrid trait Digimon in the deck, so perfect to grab them from the top 3. Also grabs a Tamer card with inherited effects, so he wants to see them as much as possible, and grab his Tamers and play them down. 2 Pokemons. Again, just create Searcher for the deck, searches hybrids, searches any Tamer card from the top 5, and then of course when he Digivolves into a hybrid over his Tamers, he just gains back the 2 memory that he spends, or the 3 if he's going over a yellow Tamer. He gains back 2 of it, making it a 1 cost. So it's just memory efficient for hybrid Digivolving. It's great to have them in the deck. 3 BT16 Ukumon. Again, just a search. All the rookies are there to search as much as possible. Obviously with this one, you search the top 3 and then you hatch a new egg. So you can just keep Digivolving the back, drawing more cards, keep going into rookies. Slight rookie rush aspect of the deck. Perfect to have. And then the 1-of. It's a 1-of for a reason. It's broken. Spend 0 memory, and then on your next time you raise, gain a memory. It's a free +1 memory, and then you hatch in the breeding. There's a reason it's limited. Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a thing.
Moving on to level 4s. For Shinegreymon, obviously the key part of the combo, or one of the key parts of the combo. This is obviously the when attacking. You can Digivolve for reduced cost by 1. Usually going into the Lobos, and then from there, your Ancients. The draw ones in the Inherits and the main effect as well. Super helpful to get the cards to hand and cycle through your deck and see what you want to see. Then you got 4 Lobomon. This one is obviously the one that lets you go into the Ancient for cost of 3, and then it dies at the end of the turn. It's the thing that helps you get into your Mega super quick and go through your opponent's security from there super early on. Again, the inheritable to draw 1 if you have 7 or fewer. Super helpful to get more cards into your hand. Obviously blue loves to draw. We love trying to draw into our pieces and make sure we just see our big plays as quickly as possible. We've got 1 BT7 Beowulf, the old one. This is the when attacking, you may return a card with hybrid from its sources, and then bounce one of your opponent's Digimon with that's level 4 lower to the hand. So slightly good removal. Obviously you can go into it for 0 because it reduces itself by 2, compared with the Kendo, it can go for 0. So it's good for that. Came up a few times, I believe, in the main event for him. So he's pretty happy still having this in the deck. I got him to add the one of BT17 Beowulf, just in case he couldn't remove anything. The when Digivolving still adds a card to his hand, so he can trigger some effects, and then it will then stop one of his opponent's Digimon or Tamers from being suspended, or from being able to suspend till the end of their turn. So it stops things like Shotos, it stops things like the Impildramon Tamer that he's worried about seeing Impildramon a lot. I was suggested this for him. And then the when attacking is Exium as the old Beowulf, it bounces a level 4 lure to the opponent's hand, so it can pair with the Ancient Greer very well to bounce something and then add the top card of security. Jet Selfiemon, again, can be a cost of 0 because it can reduce itself by 2, paired with the Kendo to reduce by 1. It can be a 0 cost, level 5. When Digivolving, it recovers 1. He, at one point in the main event, said he looped this card, so he was able to Digivolve into it, and then get it back from trash, and Digivolve into it again in the 1 turn. He was very happy with this. But again, when you're playing like yellow level 4s and hybrids, there's a reason again why this is limited to 1. It is a little bit busted. And then the final level 5 was a 1 copy of Zudois. It came up once in the team event. When he was playing against a Hunters matchup, he went into it, trashed a couple sources so they couldn't save them, or couldn't material save or save them or anything. And then the Hunters proceeded to tuck this under a Tamer. So, of course, no overflow occurred, but it was quite funny. Then, for Ancient Greymon, it is Ancient Greymon. It's blue hybrids, yellow hybrids, Ancient Greymon. It's amazing level 6. The Digicross, the returning the lowest level to hand, bouncing security. It's obviously you just run 4 of it. I don't really have to explain this too much. The card is insane. It's very, very good. Late addition to the deck, a 1 of Machinedramon, the promo one. I actually got this the night before in the locals that I took part of before the regionals, and when I opened it, I checked if it was legal to play. I was like, Trevor, do you want to try this? And he tried it in as a tech option, and he ended up being very happy with it. It has Armor Purge, which came up a few times to keep the body on board. The when Digivolving returns a level 3, 4, and 5 to the opponent's hand, and then the end of attack can place the top card of the stack, so place itself from the top card of the stack on the top of security, and then unsuspend the Digimon or Tamer underneath so he can go for more checks. He was quite pleased with this card in the end, so he's quite happy with it. And then the last Digimon on the deck, a level 7, EX7. He pulled this art from his event pack. He's quite happy with pulling the nice little alt art for it. Of course, DeathX is just DeathX. Don't have to explain too much how good it is. It helped him against things like Rapidmon and things like that. From go wide boards to just kill it all and set them right back. Moving on to Tamers, we've got 4 Koji from BT7. This one is the one where you can warp into Machinedramon by placing 5 hybrids from hand underneath the Tamer to warp into the Machinedramon. Since he added the one of Machinedramon, it was much more handy to then keep things like Flamemon at higher levels. High ratios in the deck, so he could possibly trigger this main effect. Apart from that though, the obviously really good thing about the card is the inherited effect. to when a card is added to your hand by effect, gain a memory, and then become unblockable for the turn. So it gets around things like Mother Shoto and other big blockers, anything else really using Shoto and abusing it. There was a few times, especially in team events, when Shoto was popping up, that this card just absolutely demolished decks. So, perfect inheritable. And of course you run it at 4. Then you've got 4 of the new Koji. Again, you run it at 4. It's the memory setter of the deck. It's amazing to have. The inheritable, of course, this time still gain a memory of cards added to hand, but instead of being unblockable, you gain jamming. Of course, with jamming, unless you hit a bomb, you're not dying in security. So it's incredible for that. Again, you just run a 4. What you need to do. One of Zoe. It's essentially a TK for the deck. You're searching your stack, grabbing what you want, and then recovering one, and all for the low cost of 3 memory. The inheritable effect to give your security plus 3k on your opponent's turn doesn't really come up all that often. You're mostly swinging as soon as you digivolve, but the on-play effect to grab what you want from security, it's very, very nice, very, very handy to have. Another choice he was very pleased about, 2 Sora and Joes. This came up really, really often. He played against a few players that were either hard playing stuff or had mothers, so he was always gaining the memory. He was stripping sources quite often when he was attacking, because on the attack, he can tap it to strip 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom. But mostly, whenever his opponent had like a mother, or just loads of low-level stuff they were playing out, he was just gaining 2 memory for free at the start of his turn, and making sure he had the memory for any of his hybrid plays. He's very happy about his choice to include these. Moving on to option cards, we have 3 Ancient Guardian Deity, and oh boy, this card should not have been printed. Personally, going against hybrid players, I hate this card. The fact that if you have any teamer on board, you ignore its color requirements. It doesn't have to be a hybrid teamer, just any teamer is insane. Obviously, if you have a Digimon with hybrid trait, you also ignore color requirements, but having a teamer is a lot easier for the deck. Then it returns cards from your trash, plays them down for reduced cost by 4, so of course paired with the Ancient Digicross, you get a 4 cost Ancient on the board. That just stays there as well, because it doesn't die at the end of turn. Obviously incredible to have, and then the inherit to play a teamer from hand or trash is also insane. And then it adds to hand as well, because they needed to make it more broken. He loved this card, he wouldn't drop it any lower than 3, and it came up a lot. He was very happy with this. The recover from trash is insane. To get cards back from trash for just 2 memory is insane. Moving more on to bomb cards, running 2 Crimson Blaze. This was mostly to go against like Imperial players, to remove Partition and be able to stop that, because obviously they can't play by effects after Crimson Blaze goes down. Also kills the 6k or lowers, so it can, again, kind of like Death X, it can just wipe wide boards and make them very, very small boards very quickly. The fact that it reduces its cost as well for every one of your opponent's Digimon. It's very nice to have. It can be very, very cheap to drop and then just kill small bodies. It has the secondary effect for Ancient Guru, as he likes to say, that since it kills all the small bodies, the Ancient Guru can then bounce the bigger stuff back to the hand, and your opponent can't just play a rookie to avoid the Ancient Guru bouncing their big stack, because he can just Crimson Blaze, and then the Ancient Guru just bounces the big stack anyway. Again, he wouldn't change this. Very happy with this. This is a great card. One of Hammerspark. This is the deck that got Hammerspark limited. If he could have this at 4, he would. It's insane. 0 cost to gain a memory. It's great. The security effect to gain 2 if it's hit is great. You always want as much memory as you can get, so this is an amazing card to have. Again, it is limited for a reason, and I will always say that for every limited card. And I have to say it again, for Iceball, it's the exact same reason. It is limited for a reason. The 1 cost, and then it basically stops your opponent swinging with more than 1 or 2 bodies. Obviously gives them, when attacking, lose 2 memory on all their Digimon. So, especially if you're doing this to pass them over and choking them to the 1, they have 1 attack, that if they even want to. Again, like Hammer Spark, it has the gain 2 memory security effect, so if it's hit, it can essentially pass turn, potentially, and stop more swings coming. Very annoying. Again, there's a reason it's limited. And then the final card in the deck, something he was trying out to, once again, bounce the smaller bodies and remove smaller bodies for his Ancient Greer, was Supreme Cannon. So it is a BT5 card, so its effect is it returns all of your opponent's Digimon with 3k or less to their hand. And if you have a Digimon with Gurumon or Omnimon in its name in play, return all your opponent's 5k or lower to the hand instead. He said he'd probably change this in the future. It didn't come up, but for how cheap it was, and the fact that it had an extra effect if he had a Gurumon on board, he was willing to try it. It's not a bad card. Probably were better choices, but honestly, I think if there was moments for this to come up, it probably would have not done badly. It is there for the job it was meant to do, and it would have achieved that if it had come up.